You've probably heard many times to know your worth. But how do you actually do that? How does a person know they are worthy despite the circumstances in their life? How would a person act and think differently if they know their worth? Many people are not taught how to stand up for themselves and go after their dreams. Instead, most of us are conditioned to stay small and play it safe. Women are specially taught to stay submissive, to be a good girl, to be nice, to play along, and to not rock the boat. From this conditioning, many women are disempowered and are often living an unhappy and unfulfilling life. These patterns are then passed on to the next generation to self-sacrifice, to self-loathe, and feel unworthy to live a better life. In this video, you will gain a deeper understanding of the root cause of low self-worth, learn some powerful ways to overcome shame, know your worth, and thrive beyond your conditioning. You will also learn some helpful recommended tips and resources from Dr. Bruce Perry, Don Miguel Ruiz, Carol Dweck, Michael Singer, and Louise Hay. Stay tuned. As women, we're constantly bombarded with marketing messages and social pressure that tells us we are not good enough. We have to stay thin and young, look perfect all the time, and have everything in neat order. But in reality, many women are suffering from depression and anxiety due to low self-worth, poor body image, struggling with finances, and maybe even being stuck in unhappy relationships. Do you know what is the biggest reason that caused all this? The enemy is from within, the feeling of low self-worth. A person with low self-worth is likely to feel empty and helpless inside. They lack self-trust to seek solutions to improve their situations, and they question their own ability to change their life for the better. However, if you're watching this video, it means you have the qualities of magic within you that are waiting for you to ignite. So keep on watching, because towards the end, you will learn some powerful ways that may change your life. The root cause of low self-worth. Without identifying the wound, we won't be able to find solutions to heal, right? The root cause of low self-worth is linked to what happened to us from our childhood. As quoted by Dr. Bruce Perry in his book, What Happened to You? What I've learned from talking to so many victims of traumatic events, abuse, or neglect is that after absorbing these painful experiences, the child begins to ache. A deep longing to feel needed, validated, and valued begins to take hold. As these children grow, they lack the ability to set a standard for what they deserve. And if that lack is not addressed, what often follows is a complicated, frustrating pattern of self-sabotage, violence, promiscuity, or addiction. For children who went through adversaries and traumatic events, did not properly go through a normal personal development stage that helps strengthen their identity or form their character. They likely have been living in a survival mode, where their brain is hijacked to stay in fight or flight mode, rather than processing information for growth, emotional development, and building moral standards to distinguish moral ethics and common sense. As described in the Psych Central website, developmental psychologists have always known children learn by imitating adults. What this means is that the behavior of low self-worth is often formed by the relationship between the caregivers and the children. If the children are treated poorly, then they will internalize how they were treated as their standards of living. Due to not having a healthy model to learn from, a person with low self-worth did not learn the proper life skills and will more likely to have negative patterns that show up as difficulties to set healthy boundaries with others, having trouble seeking change or improvements, feeling unworthy to seek healthy relationships, don't know how to ask for help or are afraid to ask for help, have trust issues, have health issues that link to unresolved trauma wounds that manifest as mental or physical illness. And of course, all these lead to fail to reach their potentials. All this information comes from resources and references from books, articles, and interviews online. If you want to learn more about childhood development information, you can click the link in the video description below. Now, before anyone finalizes their fate, there is hope to change. Low self-worth means a person has a weak sense of identity and lacks trust towards their own capability to change and prosper beyond their circumstances. To overcome this, it means to work on personal development to heal our inner wounds, reparent ourselves, and nurture our qualities in order to shine in our own light. Let's go over a few powerful principles that can help all of us thrive beyond our childhood conditioning. The first principle is acknowledgement. In childhood, we often take in whatever is given to us because we have no power to control our circumstances. We take in the criticism and shame from our caregivers and internalize the messages that we are unworthy. As an adult, we can learn to overcome those disempowering messages by separating ourselves from them. We can learn to acknowledge our emotions, feelings, and thoughts as they are without accepting it. You see, many people have self-loathing behaviors because they react to the inner voice from within that is not directly from the pure positive energy from the divine. Rather, they react to the ones that are not helpful to them. The inner conflicts can be in forms of limiting beliefs of self-criticism. They will show up in deprecating voices such as, "I'm not good enough," "I am unworthy," or they are criticizing remarks such as, "You won't make it on your own," "You're not smart enough," "pretty enough," "fast enough," "Everyone is better than you." You can learn deeper on how to disrupt your negative thinking patterns by watching our video on how to let go of your past and thrive from the top right-hand corner. By acknowledging our thoughts, emotions, and sensations as is, we can let it come and observe them without judgment because they do not define who we are. This growth epiphany that we are not defined by our thoughts from being pulled down by them. From there, you gain self-empowerment to make better choices to improve your life. To overcome inner critics and break your negative thought patterns, you can consider using our Inner Alchemy worksheets to help you transform your thoughts and become the master of your mind. The next principle is be your own source. A person who knows their worth knows that they have an inner guidance that is connected with the divine. As quoted by Roy T. Bennett, strong people have a strong sense of self-worth and self-awareness. They don't need approval of others. While most of us are conditioned at childhood to seek approval from our caregivers, becoming a mature, self-empowered person means to seek the approval and guidance from within us towards creating the lifestyle that we want. To allow external factors such as relationships, labels, positions, or materialistic things to determine our worth is risky because we have no power to control external things or people. What happens if all those are taken away from you? Who would you be? How are you able to define your worth and success without external things? To be our own source, we need to work on our mindset to build our own strength from within, so that nothing outside of us can influence our sense of self-worth. The ability to be our own source involves a growth mindset and practice inner alchemy to transform our thoughts from negative to positive. A good habit to have is to start practicing being mindful when you are presented with choices. Use your intuition to follow the divine guidance on the path that is best for your greater good. See if your body and heart expand towards the opportunity, or if you feel closed and nervous towards the idea. By tuning into your body, you become your own source of guidance and strengthen your intuition. If you lack trust towards yourself or have difficulties around listening to the inner wisdom within your own body, a great read to help you build self-esteem from within is the book The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. From this book, you will learn the spiritual practice of mindfulness and meditation to help you identify your habitual thoughts, emotions, and limiting beliefs that are preventing you from achieving self-realization and happiness. As we learn to follow our inner guidance, we can become better at tapping to the source to feel more positive and hopeful towards life events, which all help us uplift ourselves to higher vibration of being. The next principle is speak with integrity. Do you recall the first time you were shamed for your mistakes? How did it make you feel? Probably inferior and unworthy, right? You see, successful people are impeccable with their words. They know words are powerful because they can build a person or break their spirit. And this applies not just speaking to others, more so how we speak to ourselves. We need to speak to ourselves like an encouraging parent towards a child and see our own potential. Do you speak to yourself in a motivating way or self-deprecating way? As quote by Miguel Ruiz, "Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using words to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love." To speak with integrity, we can start to become more self-aware of the words we use and notice if they empower or disempower us. You can start by replacing the words such as, "I can't do it, it's too hard," to, "I choose not to do it, there is a more suitable opportunity for me." "I can't afford that," to, "I choose to save my money for better spending." "I'm a mess, I can't do anything right," to, "I can take control of my own life and be self-responsible." A recommended read to ground yourself in your being is the book, The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. From this book, you will learn about the 4 agreements that serve as a powerful code of conduct. The book allows you to understand personal freedom and practice letting go of suffering. By reframing the words you use and constructing your words from a growth mindset, you empower yourself. As you speak with integrity, you will start to notice there's a shift in your energy from feeling low vibration to higher vibration. Thus, your outer world will change as well. By speaking with integrity, you eliminate any excessive thoughts and behaviors that do not uplift you, so you can direct your energy to focus on your goals, dreams, and positive relationships that encourage growth. Start working on how you speak allows you to see that you have a choice and you are worthy to make choices that align with your values. The next principle is forgive and let go. Many people are actually afraid to become successful due to feeling shame, guilt, regret, and fear. Shame about our past, our mistakes, our existence. Feel guilty about being successful when other people close to us are not. Regret over our past choices and think we are unworthy to thrive. Fear of other people's opinions. Fear of change to current lifestyle. And the biggest challenge is the fear of letting go of people who don't want us to succeed. This is where we need to do our inner work on forgiveness, not just towards others, but more towards ourselves. We may have past wrongdoings where we feel we don't deserve a better life because of our mistakes. However, it does nobody good to stay in misery. Ultimately, we are responsible for our life. We are the only ones who know exactly what we need and are responsible to take care of ourselves. This also means not saving or fixing other people to avoid our own responsibility. To let go does not mean to forget completely and pretend nothing happens. It means to learn to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and grow from our past experiences. From the process of forgiveness and letting go past pain and hurt, we learn to have more compassion for ourselves and for others as well. If you feel you are not ready to forgive others, that is okay too. Trust that your timing to let go will come, and focus on making peace with yourself. With more forgiveness towards ourselves, we are sending off vibrations of love and hope, which helps elevate the world towards higher vibration and expand consciousness. A recommended read to help you heal and let go is Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. This book allows you to see your life from a perspective of a creator, and that all experiences are happening for you to help elevate your consciousness and be the hero of your own journey. By working through the exercises in Louise Hay's book, you will learn to forgive and free yourself from the burden of the past pain and choose to thrive despite your mistakes and flaws. The last principle is to nurture your talents. Perhaps not all of us have an encouraging upbringing that allows us to discover our potential and make the most out of our talents. It is still our birthright to achieve our dreams and reach our greatest potentials. We all have talents and gifts to share with this world, and it's up to us to work on ourselves so we can utilize everything we have to create something valuable to this world. As quote by Marianne Williamson, each of us has a unique part to play in the healing of the world. When you nurture your talents and invest in your growth, you practice becoming your own source that is connected with the divine. Your gifts may bring healing and positive impact to this world, and your courageous act may inspire other people to do the same. If you don't know what your gifts are, you can consider using our self-discovery workbook. This workbook includes journal prompts with carefully crafted deep questions that allows you to learn from your past experiences. Practice listening to your own inner voice and uncover your deepest talents and desires so that you may start making conscious choices that aligns with who you really are and what you want to achieve in your life. By working on yourself with the self-discovery workbook, you may have a better understanding of your purpose, develop a stronger self-identity, and live your life with authenticity and integrity. By practicing these 5 principles, you can become better at strengthening your self-esteem and not letting others define your worth. As you stand in your power and become the person you are meant to be, as directed by the divine, you also encourage others to do the same. Remember, the power is within you, and it's up to you to spark your inner magic. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel and share it with people you like. Until next time, invest in your growth, be the hero of your own life, and allow yourself to thrive.